Okay.
Sakyamuni saw a path beyond the four inevitables of birth, aging, sickness, and death. Sakyamuni was born 2,600 years ago in the kingdom of Kalapavatsu, the son and heir of King Suddhodana and Queen Mahamaya. In early life, he was known as Prince Siddhartha. The prince was extremely bright, and he studied under the greatest teachers in the kingdom, learning martial arts as well as books. In the famous episode, his tutors resigned, saying, "We have nothing more to teach him." He was also thoughtful and level headed. One day he saw a bird picking at an insect and understood that the law of the jungle prevailed. He entertained grave doubts about a world where it was necessary to prey on others to survive. At various times, he ventured he ventured out of the palace gates, observing in turn an aged person, a diseased person, and a corpse. These unpleasant realities had been hidden from him inside the palace. He was shocked to realize that he too was on the path leading inevitably to decrepitude, illness, and death. No amount of health, wealth, status, fame, or ability can offer protection from the suffering of old age, sickness, and death. No happiness lasts forever. After he realized these things, the prince was unable to find peace, lasting peace of mind or satisfaction. One night, Siddhartha happened to awaken and see the harem women, who in the daytime were beautifully dressed and vying in beauty, lying sprawled in indecent poses. Their unseemly appearance stunned him and made him feel he had been deceived. All pleasures were surely the same, he realized, mere distractions. And so at the age of 29, the prince left the palace and went deep into the mountains where he performed penances in search of true happiness. After 6 years of rigorous ascetic practices, beyond what anyone before him had attempted or imagined, finally, under a Bodhi tree, he attained the supreme enlightenment of a Buddha. For the 45 years until his death at age 80, Sakyamuni preached sermons to his disciples, and his disciples recorded. These became the Buddhist scriptures or sutras, more than 7,000 in all.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So let's go over this part. Why do you think it's important to find a happiness that transcends aging and sickness?
Think about this.
So
So
it's,
if
oh,
you
yeah.
can't,
Mhm.
if you can't find, if you can't obtain the happiness that defies aging, sickness, and death, then you you just don't have true happiness. It's it's dependent upon things outside of yourself. And for him to realize that there was such a happiness was pretty incredible because all he was saw around him were material pleasures. And being a prince, he had everything given to him, and he didn't know, he couldn't have known unless he was divinely inspired that there was true happiness beyond all that.
Yeah, exactly. What a coincidence we were talking about inspiration. You use the word, yeah, being divinely inspired
Yeah.
because everywhere we look, we see only fleeting happiness or very temporary things. And I think maybe one reason people love to turn to drug or alcohol is because after they lose a great happiness in their life. Yeah, I was gonna drive tomorrow and little bit concerned about driving on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know, especially this time of the year, if your loved one turns their back to you and they're like, it's over. You know, if people understood impermanence, they would be like, well, okay, everything has a starting point and an ending point.
The thing is when the door closes, don't just stand in the hallway looking at the door that closed. Look down the hall for the door that's opening.
But that's easier said than done.
I know. I know. I stayed stuck for a long time.
Yeah, I stayed stuck for a long time too. That's why we have empathy for people who might be stuck. And
Yes.
it takes time. We need to go through that grieving period. It takes time. We need to show self-compassion that it's
Mm,
natural we go through that painful period to grieve the loss because you've had a great happiness for so many years. Suddenly it's gone. Like also we are approaching January, the wildfire anniversary in Los Angeles. So
yes.
many people lost their homes. Can you imagine, you know,
No, I cannot.
yeah. They because they work almost so many like 30 years to pay it off, but some homes were not paid off. But I heard even if it burns down, you still have to pay the mortgage you got out of.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Well, I
just
mean, if you're buying a car
Mhm.
and and the car goes kaput the day after the lease is up,
Mhm.
you still got to pay for it. You
Wow.
know.
Yeah. I mean, for the car, usually we get full coverage insurance.
Yeah.
So it will rescue you. You don't have to pay it. The insurance will pay. But not many homeowners had insurance against fire, wildfires,
No.
and but still to be able to be considered reliable to pay that mortgage, it's absurd, but it's happening. So I'm talking about the pain that people go through when they experience the loss.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just read in the newspaper a family from Palisades whose home was burned down. They moved to Manhattan Beach, which is good, but unfortunately, their son, who high school and very successful tennis player, he and his friends they were walking 12:45 a.m., just crossing the street, and a driver under influence, not a strong alcohol influence, but just a little bit. She hit them, and the son died. So in the same year, 2025, not only did they lose their house to the Pacific Palisade wildfires, they also lost their son.
That's pretty, pretty hard to get over a loss like that.
Yeah,
If you do.
if you do. Yeah. Yeah, so that's just an example that is vividly showing the pain we go through when we experience a loss. But actually, for most people, the grieving or the loss is much more subtle than that. Like, you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I didn't have so many white hair before.
Yes.
Or where did these wrinkles come from? Or the black spot? I didn't have a black spot on my face here.
You know what? Yesterday I'm on the bus and I look at my hands and I remembered what they look like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, isn't that a new spot?
Yeah, so it can be very subtle like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it can be very
It
drastic.
doesn't seem it doesn't seem so subtle. It's like, look at me. And I look at my head when I shake. I'm just like, pretty soon you're gonna look like who was that? The Russian with the big thing on his head, the one who tore
Oh,
down the wall?
Gorbachev.
Gorbachev. Yeah.
Gorbachev.
I said, Kevin, you're gonna start looking like Gorbachev.
Yeah, so that's our outward appearance. And, sometimes people also feel um, the passage of time, and it creates anxiety, just kind of indirectly feeling the rapid passage of time. So it prevents them from finding true happiness or being here and now, completely, fully present. Yeah, so that's
Yes.
also, it's all helping us, inspiring us to look for the happiness that transcends aging, sickness, and death. And in Buddhism, yeah, we do learn about enlightenment or deathlessness. Physically, of course, we die, but enlightenment is lasting, everlasting. So we're gonna learn about it bit by bit. So today, Tuesday, yeah, usually we have Hattori Sensei's class 6 p.m. But instead of that, I'm gonna show a webinar, 1 hour recorded lecture interpreted to English. So yeah, join us if you're available, and have a beautiful Tuesday.
10?
No, today is 6 p.m. Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry. Today, yeah, yeah, 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.